There once was a boy, much like any boy, with a leaking nose, limbs filled with spiders, and bubbled dreams that burst whenever a resting ear would listen, bringing anything the heart and mind could interweave to life. This boy was also unlike any boy, because he was made of glass. It wasn't a transparent, boring glass that shows the world as it is, but colorful, filled with depictions of what could but never will be. Every day, he awoke to someone he did not love, placing thoughts and dreams in his head, and forcing his glass to depict what was not his own. He could not run. There was nowhere he could go without being found. He would hide in cornfields, the forests, the caves, and behind his parents' shadow. They would always see him. One day, the boy discovered something terrible. He was broken, scattered on the floor in endless pieces, the pictures shattered and confounding. He tried to wiggle his fingers, but could not. Same for his toes, eyes, and mind. The boy could only watch as people took his glass, his very being, and twisted it to their own desires, mangling his body, reinventing his stories. He tried to cry to stop it all, but couldn't. He could only hope that someday someone could fit him back together again. Well, that's a crappy paraphrase, but you get it. No, I never liked Frederick's early writing. He just didn't get me right away. The Boy Who Would Be Healed. It's a weird title, but it fits nicely in humanity's shelf of sordid tales to tell children before bed. The story isn't biographical, but it gets the emotion right. Oh, but you probably thought the story was about you. Poor little Denver needing to be healed. Hoping I can help. This piece of me you're bringing is weird. I shouldn't be surprised, but I like it. You're a lot like your dad. I loved rooting around in his mind for a bit. But they dealt with him so fast. Not like you. They wouldn't dare touch you before you are ripe. It's funny that the book found its way to you. It's been too long since I've tasted a new voice. My mind's been scattered. So you'll forgive me if I indulge in yours for a little while. You still have no clue what's happening, do you? Well, you'll find me soon enough, and we can piece me together again. See you soon. I didn't make that recording. They left it for me. Their last message before everything. This is my first time hearing it. They have always been the boy who would be healed. But they never will be. Not now.
Welcome to the Beating Heartland, created by Denver Baughman.
Episode 20. The Words. But I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Audio Journal Entry 2. What happened in the cave? The human eye adjusts from daylight to darkness in about 30 minutes. In that time, you live in a state of half-seeing, forms that move beyond the veil, never knowing if what you see is the truth or a hallucination. As I entered the cave, I saw a dark tentacle slip away. A wolf ready to pounce, a version of me smiling and beckoning to follow. All of this could have been real, but it wasn't. It's like trying to make sense of those Rorschach paintings without saying the wrong thing and being labeled a psycho. There was one thing in the cave I didn't hallucinate, and I tripped over him. Philip was on the ground, unconscious. I hadn't seen him in the dark. He wasn't dead. His breathing was slow, and his eyes whipped back and forth under the lids, but I couldn't wake him. I tried. He just laid there and dreamed. Honestly, I didn't want him to wake up. He would be safer here, dreaming about something that wasn't the actual nightmare we were in. And with what was about to happen, I didn't need another loose thread like him dangling behind me. I left him and continued down the dark tunnel. He would have to find his own way out. I hope he did.
Where am I? Denver! Great. Just great. I have to find a way out. No light. I guess any direction will... Who's there? Not good, not good!
I continued to walk down the dark throat of the tunnel. The now familiar feeling of the words pulled in my chest, like a rope tied to my intestines. But it was no longer nauseating. They didn't have to battle with Mom's house for predominance in my mind. They'd been fighting with themselves. Mom's home had been created by her. I knew that now. But the words had been the catalyst, allowing her to make her paradise, her mask. The specifics still didn't make sense. I mean, why didn't they get along? I mean, even Sally was against the words. I mean, were they all just tired of being controlled by it? What kind of life did that have to be for the words? To have your own self fighting against you? I mean, how is it all connected to the cult? I didn't know much, which was problematic since I was heading straight to them. If I was going to have the upper hand, shouldn't I understand them? But that's why I was here. My heart sank. Everything had always been out of my depth. I mean, what was I thinking? Me doing all of this? I mean, ever since I was a kid, this has all been so much bigger than me. I stuffed my hands into my pockets to keep from shaking, and I felt a cold lump inside. My fingers traced it for a moment, and then I took it out. A pocket knife. And that hadn't been there Mom. She'd put it there when we hugged. I quickly put it back in the pocket. My eyes darted around the black tunnel. Had they seen it? The walls were smooth and moist with viscous liquid. It hadn't been like that a moment ago. Drips of the substance echoed throughout the tunnel. Each step grew difficult as the ground became sticky. A pungent smell from the walls, and they started to shrink. The tunnel narrowed fast, and before long I was on my knees, crawling on the slimy tunnel floor. I'm not prone to claustrophobia, but with the words pulling, the smell, and the walls pressed in, I panicked. There was the distinct impression of being swallowed and traveling through the intestines of some giant thing. Suddenly, the tunnel shifted, and I was flung into a slimy mess. I spat and threw myself out. I lay there, and the tunnel grumbled and shifted around me. It was alive. No, alive isn't the right word. I mean, I don't know if I have the right word, or if any of us do. Noise of a beating heart returned. It was distant, but it still caused the tunnel to vibrate. I was getting close. The heart of the cave was near, and when I found it, I would find them. I tried to stand, but my body stuck to the floor. The ooze clung to me and refused to let go. I pulled and fought, but there was nothing I could do. The floor was no longer solid. It bubbled around me, and I sank farther in. Terrified, my mind reached for anything that could help me escape. The words wouldn't kill me. They couldn't. I mean, why bring me all this way? I thought of Venus flytraps luring in their prey with sweet smells, or sirens calling sailors with lovely songs, only for their ships to be broken on the rocks. Was that all this was? I couldn't accept that. There had to be more. And then I felt a presence in my mind, reassuring me. Dad, he was still in there somewhere. I stopped struggling and held my breath. letting the liquid flow over me. I gave up and surrendered to the cave.
I think I lost it. Okay. To find a way out. Oh, what was I thinking? Killing the words Found me. Dead end, no! What do I do? Whoa, what's happening? Wall is...
The tunnel spat me out right before I was about to pass out. I looked up, eyes blurry, and wasn't in a cave. It was a nursery. A layer of dust coated the stuffed animal's crib and toy box. Wooden blocks littered the floor, and I'm glad I missed those when I fell. The noise of the heart continued underneath the floor. It sounded closer. I stood up and tried my best to brush off the slime. There was a painting on the wall, a mural, but not one you'd expect in a nursery. It depicted 13 children standing in a line under a cloudy sky. A flat landscape stretched out behind them. Each child was unique. One looked stern, his clothing clean and precise, holding a book reverently in his hand. Another was dirty, face covered in mud, clothes tattered, a feral glint in the eye. I could list everyone, but only 2 others stood out to me. One was almost completely smeared out of the mural, facial features indistinguishable. Another was turned away, back facing me, with long hair and a ponytail, and wearing a long skirt. Every other kid was faced straight ahead, except for her. Then I noticed what was at their feet. Each child stood in front of cemetery plots, the holes deep and a pile of dirt beside them. And they weren't empty. A body lay in each hole. Then the smudged child started to move. I leapt back as the face turned towards me, mouth and eyes barely visible under the marred paint. It spoke with a distorted, faraway voice. Do you understand what you see? You're one of them. You're one of the cult members. Cult? A funny way to describe them. You could say I used to be. It's been a long time. What happened? I mean, did you have a falling out? Who are they? So many questions. Not here. Not yet. I'm still farther in. Be careful. These tunnels were not meant for you. It was meant to keep others out. Keep going. You're close to everything. You're still not you. Okay. Not the full you. Does that even exist anymore? The mural stopped moving. Then there was no noise except the heart beneath the floor. There was no door or windows. I glanced down at the floorboards and saw a few were loose. Kneeling, I pried the planks up. And underneath, a dim torchlight flickered, and a tunnel stretched onward. I sighed and jumped in.
Oh. Okay. I'm out. I'm in a forest. How'd I... Where's the cave? This doesn't look right. The trees are even. In rows. What is going on? Your girl? Who's there?
Daddy! Daddy, come play with me.
Cynthia. Cynthia! It's me! Dad!
Come follow me.
No! Wait! Come back! It's me! Cynthia, it's me!
I wasn't in the tunnel long before coming to a spot with 7 tunnels that led in every direction. Each looked identical. I paused, searched for any hint of the right way to go, and quickly lost my bearing. In the dim light, there was nothing to indicate which way the words were. I closed my eyes, they weren't helpful anymore, and listened. Water dripped. Something rumbled in the distance, and stone shuffled and cracked. I thought I heard Philip calling out to someone, but it was faint. I focused, and within me, I listened to my heart beating in rhythm with the caves. The pulling was so weak, didn't point to go through any of the tunnels. Where did it want me to go? I listened, eyes scrunched, needing a direction, something. I felt it lurch under my skin, and I collapsed to my knees, almost puking as my world flipped. I opened my eyes and wasn't in the same room. Stalactites loomed overhead like several rows of sharp teeth, threatening to tear into me. The cavern was immense. I couldn't see the walls through the dark. I stood, legs shaking, and peered through the shadow. A faint light glowed in the distance, partially obscured. Using the rocks as support, I hobbled toward the glow. The pulling leaped with anticipation inside me. They were here. I made it. I felt a hunger inside of me, a clawing need. And then I found them. A severed hand was stuck into a stalagmite. I almost hadn't noticed it in the dark. It was pierced through the center, dried blood covering the stone. The blood was old, but the hand seemed new, the fingers full of color and life. I continued walking. I passed an arm, elbow stuck through at the joint, then a severed foot, a leg, and finally a torso. The body wore a long brown coat that was covered in blood. The chest moved in rhythm with the heart, echoing through the cave. The ribs visible under the clothes, with each violent pound. I saw another hand to the right, its fingers pointing up. Taking a deep breath, I looked up, and a face looked back. A stalactite was stuck through the mouth from behind, pointing out like a sharp tongue, the jaw broken and opened wide. Dark blood oozed out of the mouth and nose. I could only see the bottom half of the face, the eyes obscured in shadow by a wide-brimmed hat. Everything went quiet. The heart stopped pounding, and the torso behind me no longer moved. I looked back at the face I'd seen many times. Black blood poured from the mouth and pooled at my feet. Then, with a distorted crackle, I heard a voice. My voice. The mouth didn't move, but the voice echoed through the cave and inside my head. You made it, the man in the hat said.
Cynthia, please. It's me. What are you?
You're coming with me.
No, get off of me! No.
Sad. Not allowed to eat you. Not yet.
The following is a recording from my phone that I didn't start. They did. I don't remember much of what happened after, well, everything. It's not surprising. Anyway, this is the recording. You made it. What happened to you? Are you alone? Are you alone? Yes. Yeah. I think so. Yes. Then why do I... Wait. They went after Philip. Good. Sorry about that. I just felt them rooting around in me. It's really annoying to keep changing hiding spots. I thought under her house would be clever. It's all connected, you know? Wherever a book has stayed somewhere long, they connect. It's helpful. But you're here. After all this time. It's been so long. When was the last time? Camp? Oh, your mind isn't sure. Too bad. Those were the days. I miss being able to walk with this body. So, do you like the place? I mean, not done decorating, and dusting just takes forever. Don't have much time while moving to different locations. I don't... The man in the hat is... you. I have a name, you know. But y'all love giving titles to things you don't understand. It's a bit reductive. But then... why is... Shh. Don't hurt that pretty head of yours. I see the questions swirling around. I feel them. Why did I save you from Sally all those years ago? I mean, why do I keep showing up? Watching from the edges? Why didn't I stop them after all this time? Why the books? Why am I here like this? I mean, why? It's dizzying. I mean, it must hurt. I get that. So many things out of your control. Yes. Oh, well, all in time. You'll see that... Can you stop using my voice? I mean, if I had another right now, I would. Trust me. They broke my windpipe. A shame, too. I loved that voice. So be thankful I can piggyback off the version of me you brought. You don't want to hear the real me. Yeah, you wouldn't really understand me anyway. We're getting sidetracked. What do I owe the pleasure of your visit? I would offer you a seat, but, nothing would be comfortable. You don't know why I'm here? I'm just attempting hospitality. Also, I'm still not fully synced, so certain things are fuzzy. I don't understand. Don't worry about it. So why are you here? I want you to say it. You have answers to everything happening. My part in all of this. You pulled me in. You need something from me. And I just need to know. Answers. And are you aware of the cost? I don't... Sorry, what happened to you? How are you alive? Oh, this. Oh, the family found me. Retaliation for what I did to them several years ago. As for how I'm alive, well, that part I have no control of. If I could die, this would all be a lot easier. You can't die? This isn't how I thought this was gonna go. Nothing ever goes the way you want it to. You're wondering what I am. No. You don't have to say it. I can see it clearly enough. Guess we gotta start somewhere. Okay, stop. What is this? Okay, no more jokes. What are you? You've changed since I last saw you. There's not as much life in your eyes. You've been naughty, seen more than you should, done more than you should. You'll be perfect. Fine. I'm what others make me to be. That's not an answer. It is. And just because you don't understand doesn't mean it's not. Start asking the right questions. I was created for a purpose. The greater purpose, right? The thing the cult is up to. Cult. That's funny. They're not a cult. That implies lying. And trust me, what my family does is very real. But I take it you still don't know what it is. No, that look confirms it. I mean, it's why you're here. It's not in this cave. Here. That's why you and so many others are made to forget. If you didn't, this would all be over. Why? Why am I a part of this? I mean, you've all been messing with me for years. I don't work like that. I never did any of that stuff. The polling was all you. I just allowed it. What? Look at your mother. The polling, it's... You! Very good. Let's speed up those revelations. There's a lot to cover. I was what you needed me to be. A lifeline for answers. I give everyone what they want. but I don't control it. I'm usually not even aware. Do you know what it's like? Everyone wants so much. People, animals, objects. It's all just jumbled together. It's maddening, and I have no say in the matter.
But Sally...
She was already crazy before she found me. She just needed permission to act on it. Your mother wanted a perfect life. It's not my fault none of you know what to do with the power once you've got it.
You talked to me. In the interrogation room, the piece of you did...
Yes. Some of me did. The part I'm sinking with. But that was just as much made from you. Use that mind of yours. You needed answers, so you formed me from that book. A version that promised to help.
So you never wanted to give me answers?
Don't act all surprised. You knew this was all too easy. Imagine my surprise when I felt you coming here. I mean, years ago I thought you would be help, but not many people do willingly. Your dad did. And Frederick did, but I mean, they were special. Is he still kicking around in that head of yours? Or did his words die out?
What did you do to him?
Again, with what did I do? He found me. He used me. He was thrilled with the chance to learn about things beyond his understanding. He discovered that same book you're holding now.
When did I wasn't holding this...
Quiet. I was looking for someone who could help me with my project. And he was eager. Chance to rid the world of its demons. Don't act like I'm the monster here. I'm just trying to escape. And your dad, well, he was happy to help me find a way out. Find a way to stop them. But they got him. My family. I told him not to go back to Shannon, but he did, and they killed him. But then you were born. You had that same fire inside of you, and he implanted his own words in you. But they just kept trying to hurt you, even my own words, and I couldn't have that. You could be useful someday. I mean, and look at you now. You're here.
Why hasn't your family killed me yet? They've had chances, but they just always back down.
You're not ripe. Defeats the greater purpose if they kill you too early. You and I want the same thing. I want my family dead. And you can avenge your dad, Sam, Ben, so many others. And we can do it together. If they are allowed to keep going, they will kill you eventually. And a lot more. But we can stop it.
What else do you want?
I've told you. Escape the prison of me.
I don't want cryptic phrases. What is your story?
You're making demands of me. How much do you remember of the boy who would be healed?
I mean, I read it 3 times after I found it, but it just never stuck. The memory problems. But that's the point, isn't it? I mean, your family does that. Keeps us weak.
Yes. And how about now?
How did you do that?
I just brought it to the front. Well, the story. I was a mistake. Glass meant to be shattered. The first draft. The first of 13. Created to serve our Father.
Who is...
I can't tell you about the Father. None of us can. We just physically can't. Anyway, they created us. I was first, but quickly lost control of my power. Being the first one made, I was an experiment, and didn't work quite right. But the others loved that. My family ripped me apart. Throw a bunch of wolves into a pit, and it won't be long before they try to eat each other. Every day, I woke up, and another part of me was being used for something I never agreed to. Soon, it wasn't just by my family. It was by all of you. I tried to stop it, and Dad almost killed me. He abandoned me, left me broken. My power spread out across the state. He never thought I'd be a threat, but I held on. I was able to get some help. We wrote the books. It's something for my power to latch onto. And it worked. It spread out and grew. For a time, I had more control. But it didn't last. The books just took on their own personality, changed by all of you. And as for my family, they kept trying to track down the books, destroy them, and sometimes use them, each time destroying a little part of me. And I could feel all of it. But my claws were already set. And I'm good at hiding. I can make my family forget about me. They never thought that power would be used against them. A cloak to hide behind. But sometimes there's tears, and they see through. So I have to keep running. And after some time, I made a mistake. I thought I was strong enough, and I tried to kill all of them. I got 10 of them, but it didn't stick. I should have known better. None of us can die. Not by our own hands.
What do you mean? You mentioned that earlier. How does that work? I mean, everything dies. That's just part of life.
Why do they burn the bodies?
The greater purpose? Fear? Some ritual sacrifice?
No. After you killed your boss, what happened?
Felix saw him. A ritual, bubbling, a woman took his place.
Same person.
What?
Your boss and the woman. Same person.
How?
That's not the right question. It's nifty, isn't it? Humans just have so much energy that you just don't use. We use you as a sacrifice, and we're born again.
This is insane.
Welcome to reality. As for me, well, I'm different. I don't die, not physically, but my mind goes for a while. I do come back, eventually. Give me time. But after I tried to kill all of them, they made sure I wasn't coming back for a while. But there's a way to kill us. I'm sure of it. And that's what your dad was looking for. And I think he found something, but I don't know what. It's so annoying having my tendrils out there, but not being able to see through any of them. He hid his research before he died to keep it from them. But I think he found a way to kill the family. But they did this to me before I could find his research. But I'm pretty sure the key is humans.
Really?
The greatest monster there is. My family's failure is pride. The greater purpose isn't one plan, it's many. Each vying to impress. A stupid buffet of fear. It's not glorious, not even genius. It's simple hunger. They're divided, weak, afraid to go big, and too proud to work together. Our greatest lie is making humanity think we're stronger. We're not gods. If you're ants, then we're spiders. Our father, a snake. But not gods. But humanity, given enough time, will, without fail, tear down even gods. I've witnessed it. You think we're the only things wrong in this world? Sure, the other monsters in this state bow down to Dad, but he's not the one in charge. Thousands of things more powerful than them roam the world and history, and you all, without fail, have squashed them every time. Our greatest triumph has been making you forget that. This is your chance. I can give you everything you want.
This is a lot. See, you need me to find my dad's research, so we can, find out how to kill them.
We need to do it together. You won't be able to find the research without me, and you will need me, my power, to kill them. But I can't do it from here. I need to come with you.
Come with me? Bring your head or something?
No. Let me join you.
What?
Let me inside.
You want control of my body?
It will be a marriage. One flesh. Both of us working together. You'll have the power to get rid of it all. Destroy them. Have control of your life. It's what you want. Right?
I don't...
Be in charge. Be the one making the decisions. It's your choice.
My choice.
Yes. So what do you say?
Do it.
Finally!
stalactites fell around me. The face of the man in the hat dissolved into black goo, and the only body part that remained was the violently thumping chest. I could feel the energy pouring into me. My skin didn't fit. It felt like it wanted to burst. The blood at my feet rose up my leg, trying to encase me. The shadows of the cavern closed in. It was just me and the words, and my dad. Throughout the entire conversation, my dad's presence had been growing inside of me, but the words hadn't noticed him. He was warning me, helped guide me through the lies the words had said, holding my hand, reassuring me. Thought of what Mom had said, make your own deal. And I knew what I had to do. The words had revealed too much, and I reached into my pocket, took out the knife, and plunged it into the word's chest.
What? What are you doing?
You don't know where the research is because Dad hid it from you. At the end, he realized that you were lying.
No.
You do want to kill your family, but once you have control, you won't stop there. You want control of everything. Your failure is pride, right? So you could be on top. The greater purpose, yours to control.
Don't be stupid. Let's talk. You need me.
No, just your power.
You can't kill me. You can't kill me.
No, but I can shut your mind up for a bit.
When I wake, I will tear you apart.
I'll make sure to hurry then.
There's so much I haven't told you. You need answers.
I'll find them. I don't need you. Just your words.
Stop
And
this.
like you said,
You don't want to do this.
Control that. We do.
Dad, help me. Help me. Please. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
You have one unheard message.
Denver, we're alive. Our phones ran out of battery and we forgot chargers. We arrived at, well, it's far enough away that I think we'll be safe for a few days. I really hope you're okay. Something doesn't feel right. What happened to you? You can talk to me. I'm still your therapist. I'm still your friend. Please call me back if you can. I hope you're alive. Felix and I are going to keep working on figuring this mess out. He has some ideas. Okay. Bye.
She's alive. Am I? I don't know, Ariadne. I don't know if I'm okay. I don't really feel like me. I will end this. I'll end this for all of us.
This has been The Beating Heartland Season 1, created by Denver Baughman. Season 1 includes the voice performances of Denver Baughman as Denver, Stephen Clater as Philip, Brandon Farah as Felix, Lillianna Pliska as Ariadne, and Megan King as Child. The opening theme was composed by Joshua Watts. This is not the end. The Beating Heartland will return early 2025. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review it on whatever streaming platform you use. If you've listened this far into the story and wish to inflict it on others, please share it with those you know. By spreading the word, you can help this show reach an even wider audience. There's plenty more story to come. Thank you so much for listening.